Did,
just for myself, I didn't get, sorry.
all right, okay, no, don't worry about that. You'll be speaking
hear it again.
But I just played a theme tune. Ritu said that people were able to hear it, so I was just asking if anybody knew what that theme song was. But it was the God Save the King. It's the anthem of Britain or England. God save our glorious King, our God save our noble King. But it was that theme, so I've played that, thinking you may have heard it before, especially since we had the coronation just last month. Right. So welcome to our English cultural program, and I'm going to start with an introduction to the history of the English language. So English is a West Germanic language, part of the Indo-European family of languages. It is named after the angel, one of the ancient Germanic peoples that migrated to Great Britain at about 550 AD. Although its grammar and core vocabulary are mostly West Germanic, it has borrowed many words from French and Latin. Speakers of English are called Anglophones. Modern English has spread around the world, began spreading around the world in the 17th century because of the British Empire. It is the leading language of international discourse and the lingua franca in many regions and professions such as science, navigation, and law. English is the most widely spoken language in the world and the third most spoken native language in the world after Standard Chinese and Spanish. It is the most widely learned second language and is either the official language or one of the official languages of 59 countries. There are more people who have learned English as a second language than there are native speakers. English is the native language of the United Kingdom, the USA, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the Republic of Ireland. It is widely spoken in the Caribbean, Africa, South Asia, Southeast Asia, and Oceania. It is the official language of the United Nations, the European Union, and many other international and regional organizations. So I believe Ritu is going to speak now.
Yes. So how did English spread across the world? Just a moment. So how did English spread across the world, you may ask? Well, by the late 18th century, the British Empire had spread English through its colonies and geopolitical dominance. Commerce, science, and technology, diplomacy, art, and formal education all contributed to English becoming the first truly global language. English also facilitated worldwide international communication. England continued to form new colonies, and these later developed their own norms for speech and writing. English was adopted in parts of North America, parts of Africa, Australasia, and many other regions. When they obtained political independence, some of the newly independent countries that had multiple indigenous languages opted to continue using English as the official language to avoid the political and other difficulties inherent in promoting any one indigenous language above the others. In the 20th century, the growing economical and cultural influence of United States and its status as a superpower following the Second World War has, along with worldwide broadcasting in English by BBC and other broadcasters, caused the language to spread across the planet much faster. In the 21st century, English is more widely spoken and written than any language has ever been. So over to the third speaker.
Right, Ibru, go for it.
A second. The Indian linguist Bresh Kachro has divided countries where English is spoken into three groups or circles, which he calls the three circles of English-speaking countries. The inner circle of countries are those who have large communities of native speakers, such as Britain, the United States, Australia, Canada, Ireland, and New Zealand. The outer circle of countries are those that have small communities of native speakers but have a widespread use of English as a second language in education, broadcasting, or for other local official purpose. Examples are the Philippines, Jamaica, India, Pakistan, Singapore, Malaysia, and Nigeria. Finally, the expanding circle of countries are those where many people learn English as a foreign language. Examples are Poland, China, Brazil, Germany, Japan, Indonesia, Egypt. Kachru based his model on the history of how English spread in different countries, how users acquire English, and the range of uses English has in each country. The three circles change membership as time goes on. Very often today, a conversation in English anywhere in the world may include no native speakers of English at all, but rather includes speakers from several different countries. This is particularly true of the shared vocabulary of mathematics and the sciences.
Okay, thank you. So English as a global language. English has ceased to be an English language in the sense of belonging only to people who are ethnically English. Use of English is growing country by country, internally for international communication. Most people learn English for practical rather than ideological reasons. Many speakers of English in Africa have become part of an Afro-Saxon language community that unites Africans from different countries. As decolonization proceeded throughout the British Empire in the 1950s and 1960s, former colonies often did not reject English, but rather continued to use it as independent countries setting their own language policies. For example, the view of the English language among many Indians has gone from associating it with colonialism to associating it with economic progress, and English continues to be an official language of India. English is also widely used in media and literature, and the number of English language books published annually in India is the third largest in the world after the USA and UK. However, English is rarely spoken as a first language. Less than 5% of the population speak fluent English in India. Nevertheless, India now has more people who speak or understand English than any other country in the world. Modern English is sometimes described as the first global lingua franca and the first world language. It is the world's most widely used language in newspaper publishing, book publishing, international telecommunications, scientific publishing, international trade, and mass entertainment. It is the main worldwide language of diplomacy and international relations, and one of the 6 official languages of the United Nations. Many other worldwide international organizations, including the International Olympic Committee, specify English as a working language or official language of the organization. Although in most countries English is not an official language, it is currently the language most often taught as a foreign language because a working knowledge of it is often a requirement in many occupations and professions, such as medicine and computing. The increased use of the English language globally has had an effect on other languages. leading to some English words being assimilated into the vocabularies of other languages. This influence of English has led to concerns about language death and to claims of linguistic imperialism, as was mentioned by Eleanor Grenoble in the last Umran public lecture that we had on Monday, the 29th of May, which she talked about urbanization, indigenous languages, and language shift. However, the number of speakers continue to increase because many people around the world think that English provides them with opportunities for better employment and improved life. So that was a little bit of a history and cultural knowledge of the importance of the English language and how it spread. Now, I would like to call upon Sanya, who is going to read us a lovely poem in the English language. So Sanya, over to you.
My name is Standard 10 at an English medium school in Mumbai. Today I will recite a poem by the Scottish poet Leonard Hattrick. He lived in the 18th century. He wrote much about this, and I have chosen to bring joy to our life. Without it, there would be no life. For short periods. So the sun and
Sorry, Sanya, we can't hear you very well. You want to start again? The sound quality is not good. तुम्हारा स्पीकर अच्छा नहीं है. दोबारा शुरू कर दो.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sheikh Sania and I am from India. I am studying in Standard 10 at an English school in Mumbai. Today I will recite a poem by Scottish poet Leonard Hattrick. He lived in 18th century. Without it, there would be no happiness in our world. Leonard lived in a cold and dark country, Scotland, where the sun is only periods of the year. So the sun is important to him and his country. I hope you shine down great and you me happiness and health, strength and energy. Shine down great sunflower and out the side, blue sky.
Okay, thank you, Sanya. Unfortunately, it was a very crackly reception, but so apologies to that, everybody. And not everybody's internet connection can be good all the time. So our next speaker is going to be Ibru, who's going to talk about life in the UK, as she has recently migrated. So thank you, Ibru.
Hi, I am Ebru. I live in UK. I came UK 2 years ago. I like here now because I came here. I was so stressed because I didn't know any English because I am from Turkey. Now my language is not well, but I'm learning and I'm feeling better. And I like English because there is too much course or something for language for helping like your course. And I am taking some course, one of them Umran course. And I like UK because there are too much bridges, museums and church. The most of museum and bridge in London. UK, the 17th most powerful country in the world, consists of 4 countries. And I like UK because UK is better than my country, and I just don't like UK weather, but here is so good for education or some course or for our future and for life. UK is better because I like here, and in my opinion the British people are so kind, prescriptive and respectful society. And I think that's it.
That's great. I don't know if anybody has any questions to ask Ibru, because she's relatively new. She came to England a few months ago. She is her you know, she's got a lot of experience of what it's like to come new to a place. If anybody has any questions that they want to ask her, please, you can unmute yourself and ask her. If anybody's thinking of coming to the UK themselves, I mean, she has come. I don't know, even if you want to say that how you've come to the Britain. What are the ways to come? If anybody wants to ask any questions. No? Okay. Well,
Yes,
you can always put,
Ibru.
you can always put it in the chat. Sorry. Yes, Shakil, yes.
Hello.
Yes, Ibru told I am from Turkey. He lives in UK.
Yeah.
So she doesn't know English language.
Yeah.
So how is the experience to speak with native speakers, because she doesn't know English language? So everyone help to speak in English language easily.
Here, yeah.
Can I just say that Britain is a very multicultural society, and there are people from many countries, and there are many South Asians here. Some of them, they can't speak English well at all. But they're, because of the diversity of the people, even if you're speaking in broken English, people understand you, you know.
Okay.
And people give you a chance, depending where you live. There are some parts of UK, Ibru, you said you visited London.
People are so kind here.
Yeah.
And they help me every time, because for example, I want to go to market, or normally 2 years ago I want to go to market, but I was so stressful because for my language. But now I'm feeling better because I am learning little, but I have a lot of friends from India, Pakistan, or British, and they help me. For sometimes I don't get everyone, but for example, my friend from Pakistan, she helping me every time. She's so kind. She's British normally. She's from Pakistan, but she's helping me.
Can I say that I live in Britain, my parents came in the 1960s. My father came here in 1962, and I was born in Britain. So there are many people from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh,
Yeah.
and many from Turkey, many African people, you know, people from all over the world. Oh, mainly
There are too much nation of people.
yeah. Mainly people who are from the countries that were British colonies at one time. You know, like India was a colony, Ghana, and the many Turkey, although Turkey was never a colony, but the British had a big influence in Turkey. So there's lots of Turkish people here as well. Yeah. So any other questions?
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Wahid. So where is Ibru from originally? She said she finds UK better than her place. I remember.
I live in UK in Nottingham.
No. I mean, you're from which country otherwise?
My country.
Yes.
I am from Turkey. I was born in Istanbul.
Okay. So, like you mentioned, Nahid ji mentioned that even in UK, there are people who do not speak English, because English being such a universal language, I mean, it's difficult for me to imagine people not speaking English in UK.
Yes.
I mean, it could be possible for other countries that, let's say in India, there are so many people who will not speak English, but that's okay. But English is such a, I mean, that's what you've been saying. It's more of a global official language because of the colonial effect. So, but within English, you have other languages within UK.
That's that's a good point, Wahid. Can I just say that at the time of when my parents came, there was not a push to learn the language. My mother, she's in her 70s now. She can speak some English, but her English is not that good. She never really learned. The people from the lower social class, their English language skills are not good, I have to say.
But then, which is the other alternative language there for the natives?
No, for the native. No, I'm not talking about the natives.
You're talking about outsiders.
About the migrants. I'm talking about the migrants. There's lots of people from the different countries living in Britain. Some of them choose not to communicate with the local people.
Right. Okay.
They're not. Yeah. So it's not the native people. They all speak English.
Yes.
So that's a one. So so in Hebrew, when she's talking about she's learning the language and she's speaking to people of other communities, she is having to learn to speak to them in English.
Yes.
She mentioned she's got a Pakistani friend. Now Hebrew doesn't know Punjabi or Urdu. So the only way to speak is through English.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I am learning, inshallah.
Inshallah. I don't know if anybody else has any questions. Otherwise, we'll move on. And Naimul is going to read a poem out to us again and talk a little bit about discrimination. So over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible? Good evening, everyone. My name is Naimul Hassan, and I'm from Ladakh, India. And I've been a student with Umran Language Academy for about a year now. Today, I would like to recite a poem by great African-American rap artist and poet Tupac Amaru Shakur from USA. Before reciting his poem, I would like to give a brief introduction about his life. Tupac grew up in a land that did not accept him because of his race. His people, like in India, Dalits or Harijans of India are given fewer opportunities than other communities, and such become prey to anti-social behavior. The poem is called The Rose That Grew from a Crack in a Concrete, and it's about overcoming difficulties. Just like the children of Umran Academy in Bihar are facing difficulties in learning. And they are working against the social discrimination to make the better life for themselves and their families. So too did Tupac and other communities in USA to overcome racism and prejudices they experience and to make better life for themselves and their families. The poem praises the rose that grew from country. People don't expect too much to grow from a country, except weeds. In his poem, Tupac has taken that and explored what it means for the rose that grows, the natural law it breaks, and how people react. He ends the poem praising the rose, Zindabad. Long live the rose that grew from country, when no one else ever cared. So the poem goes like this. Did you hear about the rose that grew from a country? Did you hear about the rose that grew from a country, proving nature's law as wrong? It learned to walk without having feet. Funny it seems, but keeping its dreams, it learned to breathe fresh air. Long live the rose that grew from country when no one else ever cared, when no one else ever cared. So this poem is written by Tupac Amaru Shakur, and he was discriminated in his life. I've chosen to talk about this poem because I myself belong to scheduled tribe, a lower community in India. We are not treated equally in India. At many places, we have to face different kind of discrimination in educational institutions, in religious places, and many other places. But I would like to thank Umran Academy as their motto of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, I think. The whole world as a family. And in a family, there is no discrimination on the basis of race, culture, or any religion. Everyone is equal here. And I'm very grateful and I'm sincerely thankful to Umran Academy and giving me such opportunity. And I'm especially to Nahid Aslam ma'am to give me such opportunity. And being a tribal is not easy in India. And Umran is treating everyone all equal here. And thank you everyone to listening me. Thank you. Thank you, Nahid ma'am. Thank you, Umran.
No, thank you, Namal. Thank you very much. So the poem that Namal was reciting is by an African American poet, Tupac Shakur. Now, through the medium of the English language, we have got to hear around the world about what is happening in other parts of the world, the atrocities that are happening in other parts of the world. The thing about the English language is because it's an international language, many people from marginalized communities around the world are able to tell their story to a world stage. Naimul was talking about how he, from a scheduled class community, the persecution that the scheduled classes in India go through. People in the West know about this. They know about caste discrimination because English-speaking people from India have told the West about it. And then the West has understood, and the West is now able to, fight against caste discrimination. The same in religious discrimination, the same with disability, the same with sexual discrimination, gender discrimination. So I just wanted to finish off by saying a little bit about, many people have asked me, many of the students that I've had have asked me about coming to Britain to study or to work. Now, when my parents came to this country, it was much easier to come. You know, Britain needed workers, and it was calling out to its former colonies to provide those workers. That is not the situation now. The situation now is that Britain doesn't want more people to come, or they only want a certain type of individual to come, somebody that is very well qualified, very well educated, or has a lot of money, which is not, most of us are not in that category. But there are still opportunities to come, to study, to work through legal means. You just have to persevere and do a little bit of homework. There's organizations like the British Council, and the British Council is found all over the world, and they provide opportunities for people to learn the English language so that they can get a job on the international scene. And if you want to come and study in Britain at one of the universities or colleges, then I would encourage you to look at the British Council website to find out how to do a course in English that will be recognized by a British university. You don't want to be wasting your money learning, doing a course through an institution that is not recognized.
Course is so expensive here.
I know that's the thing. Remember, English language learning is a business. The British Council is also a business. So unless you link up with an English-speaking community to learn to speak fluently, and learn to read and write, do the grammar well, it can be difficult. But don't be disheartened. I have said to my students, the students that I had in the past, that if there's anything that I could help you with, you have my contact detail, and I can certainly provide you with information or advice. And I'm willing to give advice and information to this cohort of students as well. So that is the end of our program. That I just have
just a moment before ending.
Sorry,
Anas,
Ritu, yeah, sorry.
Anas Ahmed is there. He will read a poem, a very short poem on nature. Nature is everywhere. Anas Ahmed.
Hello everyone. My name is. Hello everyone.
Hello.
My name is Anas Ahmed.
Hello, Anas.
Hello
Hi,
everyone.
Anas. Carry on, please. The floor is yours.
Hello everyone. My name is Anas Ahmed. I am from district Bijnor, Uttar Pradesh. I am pursuing currently BTech in biotechnology from Uttar Pradesh, Lucknow. My topic is nature is everywhere. Nature is everywhere. Nature is everywhere you go. Everything that lives and grows is nature. Animals, big and small. Nature is plants that grow so tall. Nature is beautiful in every way, wondering, exciting, and needs our care. So listen, learn, and do your part to keep nature beautiful forever. Thank you everyone for listening.
That's nice, Anas.
That was
Thank
lovely.
you.
Thank you. So, Rita, do you have anything else that you want to add?
So that's it.
Okay. So I was just going to share a YouTube video, just a short one, that about the English language. It's a little bit funny, but a little bit serious as well. So let's see if I can get it up. Okay. So let me see if I can get that. Right. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, I don't know how to do this now. Wait a minute. Right. Can you see that on the screen? It's called English language. Yeah. Okay, let me just play.
Sounds you make it like O-U-G-H. Said how it's spelled. It's O-L-U-R-S-S-S-S-S. What the fuck is up with that? English language. No, I'm making a two for us two. Just take a look at it. Already the first letter so much we just adding any old shit to the endings of words now. That case of relationships. Yes, the dollar sign is silent. Hyphen. No, that's pronounced horrible. English and Georgia. Now for us to push it down, is the bird mouse race, but we can't live in semi-detached highs. Nothing big, gonna try feeding the rich man's love. Start from a place names. Screw this, I'm moving to France. So sweet.
Right, so that was really just to let you know how difficult the English language is. You know, the way words are spelt and the way they're pronounced is so can often be very, very complicated, difficult, and it's just something you have to learn. And so Zoom has made it very easy to link up with people, English-speaking people around the world. There's lots of ways to improve your English through joining events on Zoom. So I would encourage you to do that if you are wanting to improve your spoken language. And of course, read as much as you can, read different books and articles and different publications. They will all help to improve your English language. So thank you very much for taking part in our cultural program. I hope you enjoyed it and learned from it. And yeah, if you have any comments, please do share.